Welcome everybody to the Carolina Dawn Show.
Yay.
This is a special get to know us episode. Get to understand the podcast, what we're doing. It's an exciting time.
Man, I'm super hype about this. Well, I want to do this every day.
The coming off last week with the interview with Theo Lodge, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the podcast, and I've been asked a lot. Hey, what are you doing? What is this podcast?
Yeah, what's it about?
What is a podcast? What can you make money doing it? So this is an opportunity. We're going to put this episode out. It's going to be in the 15-minute range, just kind of explaining what we're doing, what our goal is, what the vision is, and why we want people to rock with us with it. So in a nutshell, I started this podcast along with another show with my son. It's just a way to spend some time with my son, talk sports. At the end of the day, if nothing else, spending a little time with my son, doing something positive, and having a good time. Then let's get some better equipment. Got Seneca involved. We'll talk about doing this show, Carolina Dawn, really along the same lines. Get together once a week, have some conversations, have a little bit of fun. Now, we did a few episodes, and we had some fun doing them.
Some great episodes.
All right. Moving forward, the people that are asking me, well, what exactly are you doing? This is what we're doing. This is the way that I see this going. We have a platform, and we're going to put out content every week. I would like to find interesting people, people that we can have over, interview, that people are going to get something out of. Because that's what I like about podcasts. I like, we talk a lot about Joe Rogan. I don't want to always talk about him because he ain't paying us nothing. But
we can set it up, Joe.
It's when you have people that come on that have a good story. We went to Florida Tropics game last night. They had a guy come out and they do an award for a veteran at the games. So they acknowledged this veteran and they started talking about the guy. This guy served 2 tours. He came home. He was a police officer for a year or 2. Then he became a fireman. He was in some big battle, lost like 6 or 7 firemen in the battle, the fire. He had extreme PTSD, diagnosed from the injuries from that fire. He was no longer able to work, so basically became disabled. And to get through the PTSD, he became a comedian. And he was performing in Lakeland last night at Lakeland Live at 8:00, right after the game. And he had a book coming out. Like somebody like that would be a great person to have on the show. There's a gentleman in Polk County that I'm following him that a friend gave me some advice on. That's a motivational speaker, doing things, traveling around, writing a book. Good person to have on. If we can find some interesting topics, some bloggers, if there's events going on around the county, we can get involved and bring people on and just make it a positive, uplifting, fun. We want to support people that we feel represent what it is that we, crew, stage life, the things that we were trying to do before. We now have a platform to bring those.
Because can't nobody stop us now.
Right. Bring those people on, give them a platform to broaden their audience, give them our supporters, following them if they like them. So that's kind of in a nutshell what we're looking to do here with this show. It's been interesting. Just taking some of the things that I've seen on marketing and stuff and seeing how it works with social media. And if we're going to do it, we might as well do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
you know what's best about it is people nowadays want an escape from stuff. Mm-hmm. So we do talk about serious things when they're going on and stuff like that. Like our first episode, Kobe, we found out about Kobe during it and everything like that. But we're having fun. We're trying to, it's almost like we're bringing you today's current stories in a lighter manner with some jokes, some having fun, some sarcasm. And we're coming at it from like regular people. We're not investigative journalists and stuff out there. We're asking questions like, hey, if we wrong, tell us why we wrong about this, because we don't know anything about this. And then, we crack jokes. And we're both comedians and stuff like that. But we're just having fun, and we just want everybody to ride along with that.
Yep. And so that's really all it is. I was asked a question if this is something that can make money, and to that person or anybody else that is wondering about that, the intention of doing this never was that. So we're going to strive for that. I mean, you'd be silly.
Yeah, we want to be successful.
You'd be silly not to, but it's not the
motivational
motivational factor.
Right. Yeah, there's two sides that people like, can you? Absolutely. Well, the answer is yes. There's people who are making money off of doing podcasts and stuff and Patreon, all the other things. But like you said, it wasn't necessarily the motivation. It wasn't like if we don't see any money in the first 2 months, we just go pack everything up. You know what I mean?
It's not costing us anything.
I'm having fun, and people are interacting and engaging. That stuff is dope.
So, we're 4 episodes in. This will be number 5, and then when we record today's show, it'll be number 6. There's the people are listening.
Right.
I only know 3 or 4 people that actually listen to it. So we know what the numbers are. That's exciting.
All right, that's how I feel too.
And then when you start looking at the analytics, and it's interesting to see because everything started off Florida, just Florida.
All right.
Now we're in Virginia, North Carolina, New York. So I don't know if anybody in Virginia. I know people in New York, but I know they ain't listening.
Right.
So when you start seeing that, and then what the craziest thing is, and when it pops up in another country, you're like, what? Somebody in Spain?
You've gone through that with the father and son.
Yeah. So it's a real interesting thing that happens with podcasting is you'll start to see the analytics like we're seeing now. It's just Florida and it breaks down. And then all of a sudden, the other countries will start popping up, and with Theo I expect to see that because he's got a lot of fans in Europe and stuff. So I'm expecting to see those numbers start to come in. But then all of a sudden, probably around episode 15, 16, 17 range, all your numbers are just going to start. You're going to look back at episode 2 that may be at 40 plays. And it's at 60 and 70. It's like, oh, we got people listening.
People paying attention.
Then they going back and listening to other stuff.
Right.
Which is what we talked about with
I'm
Theo.
excited just talking about it.
When we were talking to Theo about you got to have a body of work out there. So when people do discover you or find you, what do you have for them to find? So it's really interesting. We appreciate the support. Those of you that are listening. I think there's going to be a lot of people that listen to this episode just because they want to get a better understanding of what it is that we are doing. So for those people, we need your help. Support it, share it, comment,
and it's
like,
and it's free to support.
And you don't understand the how it changes. Just a like. Like if we post something, if you like it. Don't just scroll through it. That's the type of help that we need. We're not going to see you in the streets and say, hey, let me see your phone real quick.
Not about to hustle you up.
Yeah, it's not that. But I do feel like we have a platform where somebody at Theo's level, we've known him for a long time, have a relationship, friendship. He came through without hesitation, and we appreciate him for that. But also, he's a businessman, and it's another opportunity to get on a platform and get people to know him in that type of situation. And I don't know how you could listen to that last episode and not be a fan of his.
I'm about to go live while you're talking.
All right. So it's very exciting, but at the same time, for those, how y'all going to make money? It's not about making money. It's about uplifting, supporting, doing something positive, and whatever happens. But through it, we're not just going to come here and just talk each week. We're actually going to try to do something.
That's right. We're gonna try and touch people.
Yeah.
That's
Somewhere.
what the post was.
Yeah,
that-
so Seneca, so everybody knows, Carolina Sin runs the Instagram. I run the Facebook and Twitter. We Addison last night said she's going to start us a TikTok page.
That's what's up. I just downloaded TikTok.
And she's going to start a TikTok. And what was the other one, babe? Snapchat?
Yeah, we
So
probably
she's
should
that'll
do
work.
Snapchat.
Yeah, she's going to help with those because I don't get on that stuff.
Yeah.
So at least we'll have a presence there. But anytime anybody that sees us and you want to talk to us in person, do that. If you got any ideas, share them. If you don't know us personally and you're listening to this,
What's wrong, Jen? What's wrong?
And no, someone shared our photo that Ariana edited last night.
That's what's up.
I don't know who it is. That's why I went to their
so
page.
we're gonna get to
Well,
that.
whose name is it?
I'm thinking we're gonna
I'm
touch
gonna
on
give him a
this.
shout out. I'm gonna give him a shout out live right now.
Well,
Lives in Cleveland, Ohio.
yeah. So
is
don't shoot them out. Don't shout them out yet because
All right.
I want to touch on that on the
gonna give
actual
you a shout out.
episode. All right. So
Matter of fact, comment if you want to shout out, and we're gonna start shouting out, folks.
Yes.
So if you want to shout out, do it, and then I'll point out. I'll put the time, the seconds where it plays, and everything like that, and we will hook you up with a shout out. Caroline Don Show. Let me see.
all right, read everybody what you posted on the Instagram the other day, because I don't think you necessarily did it towards me, but when I read it, it was like it was speaking to me.
Well, because when I saw it, I was just like, "Oh, this is it. This is." So when we're sitting there talking about, we can tell you what we're doing. Like, hey, we're having fun. We're two buddies that are funny, and we're gonna talk about current events and things like that, and we're heading up. But the spirit of what we're doing is what this says right here. And it says it's got a fingerprint, and then underneath it says God gave you a fingerprint that no one else has, so you can leave an imprint that no one else can. And I was like, that's it right there.
That was deep. And then, so I saw that, and then I came across this, so I saved it. So I'm gonna play this real quick. Make sure the mic's up.
It means with everything you have. This life isn't one to just try to get through or to just try to get by, but it is to thrive. It is all out, all the time. It doesn't say jog. We're not called in this life to jog. I'm just gonna hang out and kind of jog through it. I just wanna get by. You know, it'd be so frustrating on teams when you just have guys and when practice starts, they would just be looking to get by. And we all know these people. You know them in your work. You know them because they might be sitting beside you. You know on that day, man, this person is just trying to get by. It's true, you know these people. It's real life. There are a lot of people, man, dang it. Can't wait till 5. Click. I'm just gonna get by.
Living the dream.
Just want to get by.
I was thinking
That's
that.
a solid way to have an average life. But I don't believe that God ever called you to be average. He didn't make you that way. He didn't design you that way. You are one of one, created in love, by love, and for love. There's not a duplicate. There is no number 2. It is just you. You were created that way for a purpose and a plan. Ephesians 2:10, you are a masterpiece. God wrote a poem about your life. You are a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece that has a purpose. That purpose is not to be average. It's not to be average. You are created for more than that.
So you can go listen to that whole interview if you want. But when I heard that, and for those of you that are living under a rock, that was the legendary GOAT, best college football quarterback of all time, Tim Tebow.
Here we go.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me
Love
I'm
him.
wrong.
Love him.
You're wrong.
But when I heard that, I said something to Theo. I think I may have been on the Patreon when I said it. And that's a great episode that'll drop one day. Y'all ain't ready
On
for
the
that.
Patreon one?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Patreon.
man, that one was so
Yeah,
good.
they ain't ready for that one.
All
yet.
right, we had about 15.
Yep. So when I heard that, That's just where I'm at.
I gotta start time checking, Jay.
I'd say 15 or 20. So I'm on a journey. Y'all riding with me.
I'm on a mission.
Ride or die.
And I don't know where, I'm not the biggest church person, organized church person. I do have my own personal pastor. I won't give him a shout out yet, but it does mean something to me. I don't know what's going on. So those that are asking, hey, what are you doing? I don't know, just watch.
Trying to touch people, man.
Just
in a
watch.
positive manner.
I'm being called to do something, and that's what we're doing. So me and Jen had an interesting talk. Can I share that part?
I don't know. What about the time, Seneca?
Right. As long as you can wrap it up in about a minute and a half.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this episode. Bottom line is, rock with us. We're going to try to do good things and just have fun. So we hope you support it. Y'all want to say anything before I wrap it up?
No, man. Just thank you to everybody that is listening so far. And just like the appreciation is sincere.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean it.
So we are going to end this. Thank you for checking out what the Carolina Don Show is about, and we'll have more episodes like this, little trailers that just kind of fill you in on what's going on so you can kind of hear it first. But go and hit the next play button because the next episode's coming out. See you.